So today we talk about yoga and in particular asanas. So once we say that we are going to talk about asanas, what is an asana? So I just want you to kind of think along with me, and you can always interact with me. So asana, if you look at finding the meaning from this slide, it looks like it's a posture, it's a shape, and it looks like a lady standing on the head with legs crossed. So that's all that we can derive. But the meaning is basically in the context. So any event, if you try to derive the meaning of it as an isolated event, we really fall short of its meaning. So any meaning to derive, we need to understand the context. So we have to understand the context of this shape to understand what the shape is. And the context of this shape is yoga. So that's important for us to understand, because nowadays asana is getting popular. And the context can be warm-up. There will be gyms, there will be different places where the context of the practice is, okay, before I start my session, let me do some asanas to warm up. Sometimes the context is cool down. Okay, so you've done some heavy work and then let me do some asanas to cool down. So sometimes these are the context in which asanas are understood, and that's not accurate. So we have to be very clear that the context of asana is yoga. Only in the context of yoga we can call a shape an asana. We do something in the park or in the gym, we can't really call that asana. You have to see what's the context. Now, once we say the context of asana is yoga, we then have to look at what is yoga. So yoga, there can be different explanations, but one of the standard basic meaning of yoga is, it is a darshana. Darshana means a vision, a clear, insightful seeing. That is yoga. So that we have to really understand. Yoga as a philosophy stands as part of Shad Darshanas. Indian classical philosophies are grouped under 6, and yoga forms part of the 6 philosophies. So the darshana, it gives a lot of meaning. Darshana means vision. So the practice of yoga is the practice of clear seeing. So that is the context. And once you understand that yoga is about clear seeing, then we understand that all constituents of yoga practice is about better seeing. So once we are kind of clear about that, once we see yoga clearly, then we know that asana becomes a state of insightful seeing into what body is. It's a seeing of the body, not a stretching of the body. So if the context is just limited to flexibility, fitness, then we really fall short of the beautiful meaning of asana. So we have to really see that yasana is under yoga, and then yoga is about seeing clearly, is about that enlightening vision, and then we can derive that deeper meaning of asana, which is about looking into body and an insightful seeing of the body. So this particular slide is taken from another workshop where we are exploring on the asana to see the body as a manifestation of the process of 5 elements, Panchamahabhutas, the grossified expression. So that's what this slide is about. So I'm just giving you the indication how asana is practiced, not just to stretch and become flexible. It's about seeing. So this is important. So those who are yoga practitioners, those who are really interested in yoga, the context is always important, and we should always respect the words that we use. So if we casually use the word asana, we're really stripping it of its meaning. So we have to be careful in the usage of the word asana, and we have to know that flexibility is not the context of an asana. Okay, so but it is incidental. You will become flexible, you will become healthy, but that is not the context of asana practice. And that is important for teachers, for practitioners, all to really get established, to know. Because sometimes when we say, okay, can you join us for yoga class? The answers will be, no, I'm too stiff. So that answer is coming from the current understanding of asana as something all about flexibility. Okay? Or it can be the other way. No, I do other exercises. I'm flexible. I don't need yoga. Again, it's the same context. They're deriving the meaning from the same context, that yoga is about flexibility. It's about stretching. So once we understand that it is not limited to that, flexibility, fitness, health, everything is incidental. But essentially, yoga is about, asana is about clear seeing.